my name is Vina, aka Miss WOCReader, and welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about the Black book community and AI art. So as ChatGPT has gotten more popular, we've seen an influx of AI art. Before, when people were self-publishing, they only had stock imagery to rely on, or else you had to pay a lot of money to do your own photo shoot or to commission an artist to draw a cover. A lot of people, they don't want to pay the out-of-pocket expenses. It might not be something that they're able to afford, so they decided to turn to AI art. But now we are requesting that people give a firm stance on where they stand with AI. As AI infiltrates our world even further, I know I'm still trying to figure out how to disable some of the AI features on my new Samsung Galaxy because I had to upgrade to the highest phone that they had, and unfortunately they have all these built-in features like blurring pictures and stuff where I look at it, I'm like, but that's not authentically me, but I can't figure out how to get some of this stuff off. And it almost feels like AI is becoming unavoidable, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't push back against it. And it's sad to me to see that the book community is just caving to embracing all things AI. At the end of the day, when you are using AI art that is stealing, not only from various artists who have been drawing and painting and using different forms of mediums for years to perfect their craft, but also from real life people. A lot of times when I look at those AI pictures, I can see some of the influencers and celebrities that they're stealing from, and it's weird. And I know people think, oh, well, AI's gotten better, so I can use it now. No. It was interesting to see Black Romance Book Fest post about not condoning AI art, but at the same time, they won't kick out the people who are using AI art like at their festival. They have authors using AI art. They probably have vendors using AI art. I heard they had some this year from the people I know who went. The same thing with Black Book Bash. I heard that there was a lot of AI vendors there, and people who don't want AI art are actually getting tricked into buying AI art because they go thinking it's something legit from an artist, and then when they get it and they look at it later, it's like, oh no, there's something off about this. And of course we see it in trad. There are publishers using AI on the covers, and it's getting harder to detect which parts are AI because it's like, is that cover just blurry or is it modified? But I don't think that we should just cave to it, especially when we are talking about marginalization. People figure that because Black authors have it harder because they are a marginalized group, that it's okay to use AI art, and it's not. Because at the end of the day, if we're talking about Black people being a marginalized group, the data centers are mostly in Black communities. Black communities are being polluted with all the poison that is being pumped out from these AI data centers. And the costs are also being passed on to those same communities because now their electrical bills are higher on top of their air just being poisoned. So if we really want to talk about Black community, then we need to have an honest conversation about why we need to firmly say no to AI. Yes, AI is in everything lately, but I find AI art in particular to be the most frivolous usage of AI. If you do your quick research, you will see how much energy it takes to pump out those ugly pictures, because they are ugly. They're not cute. The AI covers are not cute. You can always look at them and tell something is a little bit off about them. They lack the emotion that you would get from a real drawing. And quite frankly, when I see a book that has an AI cover, I assume the author used AI to write the book as well. And I've had authors like get mad at me and push back at me about that in various spaces, but I don't care. You don't want to pay the extra money to get a real cover. It's telling me that you didn't put enough time and attention into your book. So if you don't want to pay the money to get a cover, I'm going to assume you didn't pay to get an editor and you decided to let ChatGPT edit your book too. And I know I saw during the discourse a lot of people saying, well, we just need to educate people and share resources. We share resources all the time. What I find is there are a lot of authors who have the means to pay for an illustrator but won't, because they don't feel like it's something that they should come out of pocket for. If you are really serious about doing this thing, then you need to save up and set aside the money to be able to put into it and do it correctly, instead of just relying on the cheap and easy way out, which is using harmful AI that is stealing from other creatives. You call yourself a creative, but you're okay with stealing from other creatives, because then when people say, oh well, let's just pirate those books, they get mad. Because like, you're stealing from me. Okay, but you stole from artists who these AI engines stole from. You can look up artists on Fiverr and find people who will give you something basic for pretty cheap. Like, yeah, we can talk about how some illustrated covers are ugly. Okay. I see trad ones that are hideous all the time, but people will still go buy them because they're trad. While yes, we do judge a book by its cover, these AI covers aren't hitting it the way people think they are, and it's actually turning me off from reading a lot of indie books by Black authors, because we are getting inundated with so much of this imagery right now. Again, like I said, if you use an AI cover, I assume you didn't write the book yourself either. And so I really don't want to spend my money on these AI things. That's not to say I haven't mistakenly bought anything AI before. Because it is everywhere, I've come across AI coloring books in just like regular stores. And some of the covers, it was easy to detect. Some of them, I'm like, oh, it looked cute at first. And then you get home after you bought it and you're like, looking at it real close, wait, this looks off. Is it a little blurry there? Is it like, it looks kind of blobbish at the bottom here, not as crisp and clean and neat as a real artist would do. And then you look in the pages and it's like, well, it looks okay on page, but did they just steal this imagery from various other artists and just bind it together in a book? As much as people say, oh, well, we can just share resources, we just need to educate people, I find that a lot of people won't like take in the resources. They won't be educated unless there are consequences to their actions. So I think it's important for us, if we truly do care about the Black community and the betterment of it, to take a hard stance against using AI art. So I would love to see more Black book cons just put their foot down and say, you know what, if these artists who want to be here are going to be selling stuff with AI, these authors are going to be here selling stuff with AI, then we're going to disinvite them if we find out that they are using AI for anything. Making those hard and fast rules are what's going to actually push for change, because if there are no consequences to your actions, why would you course correct? So I just wanted to get on here and just make my own little statement. I personally do not condone authors using AI art, not on their book cover, not to promote their book. I've actually unfollowed people who I felt like were posting too much AI, because again, it wasn't hitting the way it should be hitting, and I just feel like a lot of the people I saw doing it could clearly afford it. Like even Quan Mills lately, he recently said that he's going to stop using AI art and actually hire an illustrator, which is great. He has more than enough money to be able to do that. And it's actually good to see him taking a stance and being like, no, I'm going to pay a real person. And I don't like his books. I don't care for his books. I've never actually read one of his books. I've just seen them and been turned off. But more authors should follow suit. Stand firm in paying other creatives what they deserve, the same way you want to be paid what you think you deserve. Let me know what your thoughts are on this issue in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, make sure and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!